Hello, my name is Andre, and this is Medic's Coffee Break Training. Good morning and welcome. Every time I go to work, the first thing I do is grab my cup of coffee, get out my planner, and I get my day started. During that time, I think about the training topics that me and my crew are going to utilize throughout the day. Now, those are the same topics that I'll be discussing on this channel, whether it's old topics that we've seen back in EMT or paramedic school. It could be new technologies that are on the horizon. It could be tactical medicine. It could be military medicine. Either way, all these topics are relevant to today's job in EMS, and I hope you enjoy this. These trainings are going to be about 5 to 10 minutes, just enough time to drink that cup of coffee and get started. Today is episode number 1, and I thank you for joining me. We're going to talk about body mechanics. It is something that we utilize every day, whether we're at home, at work, driving, in the gym, and even are we sleeping in the right position. Back injuries are one of the highest injuries among any job field. According to the Bureau of Labor and Statistics, 1 in 5 injuries or illnesses that happen on the job are related to back injuries themselves. And 85% of those back injuries all deal with the lower back. A lot of this is because of what we are involved in on the day-to-day operations. We are lifting and moving heavy equipment, we are lifting and moving patients, we're going from a seated position into the truck on calls without getting warm, getting our muscles moving, stretching out. So we have to be ready at a moment's notice. And that doesn't really give enough time for our bodies to adapt for the job at hand. You don't see those high-level Olympic or powerlifters just walk straight into the gym and pull huge weights on deadlifts or squats. They warm up properly. So we're going to talk about today a few different things that we can utilize on a day-to-day basis for EMS. Now, going back to the back injuries, there are 5 leading risk factors. It's going to be poor posture, poor physical condition, improper body mechanics, improper lifting, and the job itself. Now, we all love this job and we hope to stay in it as long as we can. So the 2 things that we're going to discuss today involve posture and proper lifting techniques. I have a couple clips with lifting techniques, but first we're going to start with posture. Now, posture goes back, if you think back when your parents told you, hey, stand up straight. Or in the different academies, stand up straight, stand at attention. Those are probably the best examples that put us in the most optimum position for standing or walking. But with today's technology, what are we doing? We're on our phones, on our tablets, maybe in the truck on a tablet trying to write a report. And what are we doing? We're leaning down, we're hunching over, we're putting our spine into a unnatural position, which always leads to the shoulders rolling forward. So right off the bat, we're degrading our spines over time. So some things you can think about is when you are utilizing your phone, bring it up to your eye level. That way you're not slouching down. Same thing if you can do that within the truck, you're working on your tablet. Try and set it at a higher position to keep your body upright. Or lean forward from the hips and hinge, trying to keep that spine neutral. All right, so we're going to talk about how to put yourself into proper posture while you're standing. Over here demonstrating, got Chris Kerr from Plantation Fire Department. It's a paramedic over there. So we'll give you a couple quick cues to put you in that proper position. The first thing we're going to talk about, as I discussed previously, is taking your hands, you're going to interlock them and put them on the top of your chest. All right, you're going to go ahead and take a deep breath. All right, right there, what that did was it pulled his scapula back, pulled his shoulders back, and put him in an optimal position for his upper body. Now go ahead and drop your arms by your side. All right, now if you can see here, his thumbs, if he wasn't pointed out, are facing forward. All right, the typical problem we have nowadays is, when you're just standing there slouching, your thumbs point inward. So by doing that technique, you're going to correct that posture for your upper back. The other part of the back that's easy to fix, and it's something that you got to think about cueing yourself also, is when you're just standing around and working on your pelvis, the stability or whatever position it might be in. A simple fix would be, if you see his feet right here, they are slightly angled out. To fix that, what you're going to do is you're going to kind of put your toes forward. So your toes and your thumbs are going to generally face straight in front of you or just slightly off to the sides. So go ahead and put your feet forward. All right. Now the next thing he's going to do is squeeze his glutes. Now that's going to rock his pelvis forward, creating that stable base for the spine. And with that technique, with the upper body, now he's in a good neutral position. Just turn the side. All right. Now go back to how you were standing originally. All right. If you can see, he's got a slight arch in his upper back, but not too bad. And his pelvis might not be correct, but it does appear that he's good right now. Now go ahead and go into the correct position. All right. His upper body became more erect, his shoulders are pulled back, and now he's all in line. This right here is creating a stable base, and this is going to be the basis for whenever you need to bend over and pick something up. So now we're going to be talking about the proper way to pick either people up, objects off the ground, or pretty much getting yourself into that nice squatting position whenever you need to lift or move something. So if I was to place my pocket knife on the ground, Chris is going to demonstrate the typical way you pick up any light object. Go ahead. All right. Now, basically what he did was, use all of his lower back muscles to go down and pick that up. Now, by setting your habits, now no matter what you drop, by doing it correctly, it's going to transfer over to the heavier objects. So what we need to do is the same thing. I'm going to show you the correct, and then you can go ahead and do it also, is we're going to do a squat, just like you would do in the gym if you had weight on you, or even kind of getting down to like do a deadlift. So first, you're going to get into that proper spinal position. Nice, good support in the spine and the base. All you're pretty much going to do is go ahead and start lowering your body down. Your torso should remain generally straight. You shouldn't be leaning or bending over at this point. You should kind of stay nice and erect. Use your body to lower yourself down. You should be getting into a position where you're in a nice squatting stance. This should be a comfortable position where you can lean on your elbows and relax for a few minutes. Now from here, I'm not using my lower back to pick this up. It's all legs, all right? But when you start to lift, go ahead and squeeze your glutes first. That's gonna keep that pelvis stable, keep that lower back safe, and make sure you pick up any object correctly off the ground. All right, now go ahead and do the correct body mechanic for lifting. All right, perfect. So you saw there, all it is a basic squat. Now, if you wanted to find some other videos out there on this, you can simply look up anyone who, any legit person who does nice kettlebell squats, front squats, back squats, anything like that. There's some good physios on the internet to look up, or talk with your own chiropractor, personal trainer. But make sure whatever you're lifting, you're using proper form that creates a stable core and keeps your lower back safe. Looking at clip number 1, we have crew members from the Plantation Fire Department that are going to be performing some patient lifts from the ground. The first clip is going to show poor body mechanics. It's poor because they're lifting primarily with their lower back. They're not utilizing their bigger muscles. Right? Your lower back is a very small muscle. Using your quads, your glutes, your hamstrings to take on all the weight from the lift is going to save that lower back. Now you'll see in the first clip, when they're both going down to grab the patient, they're hinging at the hips, they're not lowering their glutes enough or getting to that good squat position that's optimal for generating enough force to pick that patient up in a stable position. As they pick up the patient, they're pulling a lot with their lower backs. Now, this is just a sim man. It doesn't weigh too much. But if you come across something that's outside your comfort zone, if you use the poor technique or it's just a bad time of day, you might already have a tweak, that's going to cause a serious injury. The second clip is going to show them doing the correct procedure. They both walk up to the patient, they both squat down, grab, and utilize their legs to do the lifting. Their backs aren't hinged, their backs are as straight as they can possibly make it. And we have one crew member that is tall and one that is a little bit shorter. Now you'll see that you have to adjust for your body size. Now those adjustments are going to be in your comfort zone and what you can do. But as long as you're using your legs and your glutes for your primary lifting, that's going to save your lower back. And just a tip, before you lift, try and squeeze those glutes. That's going to stabilize your base. Squeeze those, push out and squeeze those abdominal muscles. Keep everything in line and do all the pulling or pushing with just your legs. Now they're going to repeat the same procedures. All right, first is going to be a poor lift and then a good lift with a backboard. So the first lift, you see them hinging at the hips, using the lower backs. In clip number 2, they both squat down. You see, and because you're squatting down, you actually have better eye contact with your partner. You can do a better count. You can see their limitations because if you're bent over, you're not looking at your partner. You might lift too early or you might lift late, causing them problems. Now that we've talked about some body mechanics and proper lifting techniques, hopefully we can all go back out, do our jobs, and prevent those injuries that can keep us at home and away from our jobs that we like so much. So just remember to be safe, use those proper lifting techniques, proper mechanics, keep that posture upright, and have a great day. Enjoy your coffee, and hit that subscribe button if you like the content. Hit a like. Also check out A Paramedic's World. Thank you very much.